In today's video, I'm going to show you how to hit every single muscle group with just 3 exercises. In fact, when I'm in a rush and don't have extra time to spend in the gym, these are the 3 movements I do to ensure I'm stimulating every muscle. But these exercises don't just have to be a time-saving workout. They can also form the foundation of your training program, ensuring no muscle group gets left behind. So, whether you're short on time or looking to further maximize your time in the gym, this video is for you. But first, let's quickly go over the criteria each exercise had to meet before making this list. Number 1, it must be a compound lift. Engaging multiple muscle groups maximizes efficiency and enables heavy lifting. This is crucial for progressive overload and continuous gains. This study reported that compound exercises are just as effective as isolation exercises for muscle growth. Additionally, this study showed that training with heavy weights leads to better strength gains compared to using lighter loads. Number 2, it must have low stability requirements. Minimizing the need for stabilizing muscles enables more effective targeting for the primary muscle groups. In other words, the less effort required to stabilize our body to perform a lift, the more tension we can place on the target muscles. And number 3, they're easy to execute. Simpler variations reduce the risk of form errors and minimize strain on the joints, making them inherently safer. At our age, an injury isn't just a minor setback. It could potentially end our lifting days for good. That's why I've selected movements that allow for intense training while keeping injury risk low so you can push your limits confidently. So now that we understand the criteria, let's jump into the 3 exercises that hit every single muscle group. Exercise number 1, T-bar rows. When it comes to developing the back, thickness, width, and strength, there's nothing better than free weight rows. Rows provide a complete workout for your back by engaging multiple key movements. First, the scapular protraction and retraction target the traps and rhomboids. Next, shoulder extension engages the lats, teres major, and rear delts. The isometric contraction required to support the movement also keeps the lower back engaged, building strength in the entire posterior chain. Not only that, but the elbow flexion involved in rowing activates the biceps, while gripping the barbell provides an isometric workout for the forearms. So, in just one movement, you're hitting every major upper body pulling muscle. While many swear by the traditional barbell row, the T-bar row variation has distinct advantages, especially for lifters over 40. It offers a safer, more controlled way to overload the muscles without compromising your lower back health. But more than that, the T-bar row provides a great resistance profile. As you pull closer to the top of the T-bar row, the load moves nearer to your body, shortening the moment arm and reducing resistance. This gives you better control of the movement in the end range, letting you extend your arms further back and retract your scapula more effectively. Studies indicate that intentional scapular retraction significantly boosts the activation of the upper, middle, and lower traps as well as the rhomboids. The same principle applies to the lengthened position, meaning the weight is heaviest at the bottom due to the bar's angle, providing more resistance when your lats are stretched. Combining this with the fact that your lats are stronger at longer lengths, the T-bar row is particularly effective for overloading the stretched position. By providing a strong stimulus in both the lengthened and shortened positions, the T-bar row thoroughly targets your entire back musculature. And while the traditional bent over row is a viable option, it places a significant load on the spine, which can compromise spinal integrity. This increases your risk of injury since most lifters struggle to maintain proper form for the entire set, especially as fatigue sets in. The fixed bar path of the T-bar row, however, significantly reduces lower back strain. With the T-bar row setup, you can brace your core and lower body more effectively, minimizing hip movement and allowing you to focus solely on pulling with your back muscles instead of jerking the weight up. The fixed bar path also makes it easier to maintain proper form throughout the full range of motion, even when lifting heavy. For better execution, use a neutral or medium grip to equally target the lats and upper back and aim to feel a stretch between your shoulder blades at the bottom and push your chest out at the top. These simple adjustments take the T-bar row from good to great, so make sure you're maximizing each rep with these cues. Exercise number 2, Smith Machine Incline Press. Horizontal pressing primarily targets the chest, deltoids, and triceps. The chest works through horizontal adduction, the front delts through shoulder flexion, and the triceps through elbow extension. According to a study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, lifting heavier on the bench press correlates with larger pectoral muscles. Therefore, if your goal is to build a bigger chest, focusing on increasing your bench press strength is essential. This EMG study shows that as participants lifted heavier weights, their pecs became more active, which is expected. As the weight increased further, however, the pecs contributed less, while the front delts and triceps activation increased. These findings leave no doubt that the bench press is the go-to exercise for building overall upper body mass. The key is to lift heavy and progressively increase the weight over time. But why opt for the incline variation over a traditional flat bench? This study, published in the International Journal of Exercise Science, reported that incline pressing not only matches the flat bench press in terms of muscle growth for the lower and middle chest fibers, but it's superior in developing the upper chest. Thus, the incline press seems to build the pecs better than the flat bench press. Not only that, but the incline press also involves the front and mid delts to a greater degree. According to this study, while the bench press does little to activate the mid delts, the seated press activates them just as much as lateral raises. In other words, the higher the incline, the higher the mid delt activation. And if that wasn't enough, the incline press seems to be a bit gentler on the shoulders. This is because the incline press puts your arm in an externally rotated position, minimizing the risk of impingement. The next question then becomes, why a Smith machine over a free weight variation? Unlike free weights, the Smith machine's guided movement pattern and fixed bar path eliminate the need for balancing the weights. This stability allows you to focus entirely on pushing the load with good form and maximum effort, leading to a better hypertrophy stimulus. Furthermore, the Smith machine keeps you and your joints safer during intense lifting. If you hit failure unexpectedly, you can rotate your wrist to rack the bar, reducing the risk of being trapped under the weights. This feature allows you to lift with confidence, knowing you can easily secure the bar if needed. For best results, set the bench at a 45-degree angle midway between a flat bench and a seated press. This ensures you're distributing the load as equally as possible between the entire chest, front and mid delts, and triceps. And exercise number 3, trap bar deadlift. The differences between the trap bar and barbell deadlifts largely come down to the variations in muscle group emphasis. Both exercises primarily train the hinge pattern, but barbell deadlifts typically produce greater peak moments at the spine and hips, while the trap bar deadlift creates a larger peak knee moment. In other words, the barbell deadlift focuses more on the glutes and hamstrings, while the trap bar variation hits the entire lower body to a great degree. Basically, the trap bar deadlift allows you to perform a hinge squat hybrid. Studies show that the calves are also active during deadlifts depending on the variation. This activation occurs as they help manage torque at the ankle joints. The trap bar is also great for those of us with pre-existing injuries or who want to avoid additional stress on the spine. According to this study, the trap bar deadlift significantly reduces horizontal displacement away from the body by an average of 75%. Not only that, but the trap bar reduces the risk of shoulder strain or injury by enabling a neutral grip, which keeps the shoulders in an externally rotated position. Additionally, using the trap bar can help prevent bicep tears, as the neutral grip places less stress on the biceps compared to an overhand or mixed grip. The trap bar also offers more freedom in execution. If you want to emphasize more of the hamstrings and glutes, keep your hips high at the initial part of the movement. If you want to emphasize more of the quads, drop the hips and initiate the lift from a more seated position, as this will require more knee extension. And if your goal is to distribute the tension a bit more evenly, try finding a sweet spot where your hips aren't too low or too high. So there you have it. That's how you can hit every single muscle with just 3 exercises. Remember, this can serve as a full body workout on its own, or these exercises can simply become the focal point of your current training program. In either case, make sure you're incorporating these movements into your training for more muscle growth, more strength, and less injuries. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below, as it'll truly help out the channel. Also, if you're an intermediate or advanced lifter whose muscle gains have stalled and are looking to jumpstart new muscle growth, grab a copy of Mass 5 Full Body. This is a high-frequency, full-body workout for intermediate and advanced lifters who are looking to take their physique to the next level. And right now, you can get an additional 25% off by using the coupon code MASS25. If you want to learn more, click the link in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.